Continuing on with interactivity in Muse, right now we're going to talk about adding forms to your website. If you've hand-coded sites in the past, you know that creating a web form can sometimes be really painful and really tedious, especially if you haven't been building websites for a while. It's generally one of those things that seems like it should be so simple and yet can be really, really cumbersome. Muse, however, makes it incredibly easy. It is beyond easy, actually. It's almost embarrassingly easy, which is great, I guess. I think you will find it to be really helpful. I mean, it's one of those things where it's so easy to set up that even if you just randomly needed a form somewhere, you could use Muse to set it up on a single page. It's just that quick and easy. So let's talk about how we can go ahead and do that. As with the other things, we're going to go to our widget library, so that's up over here. And I just to follow along here, I went from the planning stage to the contact page because that's where we're going to add our form. We go to the widgets library, and we're going to pick forms. Now we could do detailed contact, and you can see your preview here. We've got a lot of options, or simple contact. I tend to prefer to do simple contacts because I feel like you're much more likely to get people's interest, but sometimes you need something really involved. So we've got your form name, send the email to, and then you can decide after you've sent it where you're going to send them to. So you want to consider where you want your thank you page to be. It's in the case like this, you can either leave it here or you could send them to a special page. It's a really nice way to complete a transaction in particular, especially if you're doing something like customer service. You know, you could send them to a useful page or, you know, just make it interesting. You've got your standard fields here, and then you've also got options to add fields. You can rearrange them as well, and you can choose whether you want reCAPTCHA or not. There you go. And it automatically puts that in. Now, of course, if you use it, you're going to have to go and get a public and private key in order to enable that. So we're not going to worry about that at this time. Let's go in and take that out so that it doesn't cause us any issues here. And you can add any number of items here that you might want people to do. Custom fields. And again, we're going to choose Edit Together, so that way any changes we make to it goes globally across this form and not just one single instance of it. Otherwise, you're going to manually change each and every line, which is kind of silly. It would be very unusual for you to have a form where you would need to change each thing individually. So I'm just going to make some adjustments here. Now, if we want, we can rearrange some things. Let's say we want cell phone to be somewhere else. We can always adjust that. And move these down however we want. You'll see I kind of messed that up there, but here we go. We'll snap that back over. Okay, you can space these out however you need to. Let's go take a look at this in preview mode. All right, here we go. So you can see your options here. You can always change your rollover states and all that. Now, if I hit submit, it's not going to do anything because this site isn't live yet, but you get a sense of how it looks. I really like this rollover that it highlights whenever you're on a particular item. I think that's really a nice little feature. We can change, again, like we've always done, change our text. Oh yeah, let's do Comic Sans. Everybody wants a form of Comic Sans. And again, you can change it here too. And all of them change, just like we had expected them to, because we had said that all of them should change. You can change your colors here. Try and click away here so that I can grab this. And let's preview this scary looking form. There we go. One thing to note too, if you set this form and you're using Business Catalyst, everything's going to be automatic. If you're going to use your own host, it shouldn't be a problem either, but Business Catalyst, again, is set up to handle all of Muse's widgets, so it should work absolutely seamlessly if you're using Business Catalyst. All right, you have seen how easy it is to create a form in Adobe Muse. Up next, we're going to talk about embedding maps.